The Government of Nepal has recently abolished the Prime Minister Employment Program. I received multiple queries from international audiences whether the design process of PMEP was appropriate or what were the underlying factors that we consider while designing the employment guarantee schemes in Nepal. Employment guarantee schemes are distinctive social protection instrument that promises wage employment to vulnerable households, typically for a fixed number of days per year. They are designed to reduce poverty, mitigate vulnerability, and stabilize rural economies. However, despite their appeal, EGS face significant conceptual and practical challenges in design and also in the implementation process. While designing PMEP, we examined Nepal's own experience and global experience, such as India's Manrega, Argentina's Plan Jeffage, South Africa's expanded public works program. There were problems whether we use the targeted or universal approaches. We were in dilemma at that stage. Universal schemes like India's Manrega to all rural households, reducing exclusion errors. However, universality requires a substantial fiscal resources, strong administrative capacity. The second aspect is targeted schemes like Argentina's Plan Jeffage, restricting eligibility to specific groups like unemployed households, which reduces costs like risks, excluding vulnerable populations who fails to meet criteria. In Nepal, we use the criteria from the Right to Employment Act. While designing PMEP in Nepal, we introduced several criteria of poverty and vulnerability, including the inclusions that are deemed necessary as per the Constitution of Nepal. The question was with us whether the 100 days of employment is adequate to reduce poverty. Wages are often set below prevailing market rates to ensure self-targeting, but this raises concerns about adequacy and fairness. When we were designing PMEP, we used the absolute poor income level, that is 1.25 USD per day. This means a year 456 USD. We converted that into the Nepalese currency and it became approximately 49,000 Nepali rupees. So there were conceptual challenges as well, designing wage level and employment days that balances fiscal sustainability with meaningful poverty reductions. We used a timely, reliable, and predictable cash transfer. The payments were supposed to be dispersed on every 7th day of the month. We proposed cash transfer directly to the beneficiary's bank account. This reduces some corrections as well. Further, the payments were based on the performance of progress. Employment guarantee schemes are intended not only to provide temporary income, but also to link beneficiary to long-term employment opportunities. This was the Public Plus model that we proposed. We also used the productive safety net approach in Nepal. We intended beneficiary to expose into the labor markets, including receiving access to financing. Due to the limited private sector absorption capacity in Nepal, this concept was not adequately practiced. Another challenge that we faced is administrative capacity and governance. EGS requires a strong institutions to manage registrations, work allocations, monitoring, and grievance redressals. We used many checks and balances for those purposes. We developed employment management information systems for this EGS purpose in Nepal. We also used the equity and inclusion criteria in Nepal. For instance, gender. Women often face mobility constraints and childcare responsibilities, and discrimination to access works. We also used the caste or ethnicity discriminations measures. Remote households like geographical isolations reduces the access to the work opportunities. This inclusion criteria was nicely included into the programming of PMEP. Another consideration that we had while designing the PMEP was the sustainability and fiscal constraints. EGS needs intensive resources. Sustaining them requires a significant fiscal commitments. We noted the limited financing in Nepal as well. We always had the resources constraints and education. We had the conceptual challenge to balance fiscal sustainability with the right-based promise of guaranteed employment. Another challenge was the quality of the assets created under the EGS. The quality and sustainability of assets created under the EGS are critical, given that there are resource limitations. We proposed the labor-based technology in Nepal, although this has been practiced in many other programs as well. This enhances the number of employment days. In program documents, we noted that the infrastructure created under PMEP should be technically and qualitatively in accepted standards. We also proposed that asset created under PMEP should directly benefit the beneficiaries. However, this did not work nicely while implementations. We also took the considerations of political economy. Local elites may influence beneficiary selection, project allocations, and wage distributions. We imposed adequate governance structures that minimizes the political pressures and ensure fairness. These were the things that we considered while designing the PMEP.